So we're seeing that the FDA has approved for Elon Musk to put a computer in a human's brain. So who will be the first to go under the Neuralink's knife? Elon Musk's brain-computer interface computer company Neuralink says it has received the FDA's approval to launch its first in-human clinical study. If this is true, it means that actual humans could be getting a device from Neuralink implanted in their heads. Folks, this is the book of Revelation unfolding right before our eyes. The news follows Elon Musk's November claim that Neuralink was about 6 months away from its first human trial, which suggests it's the rare Musk promise that's actually coming true on time. The announcement of a future human trial isn't nearly as much of a milestone as the results of that trial. But this isn't just any trial. This represents Elon Musk, of all people, getting to attach a device to a human brain. And it makes us wonder who would sign up for such a thing and why. And of course, they're going to bring this in with the flavor or the disguise of medical to help you and for helping people that have medical problems, okay? But the reality is that we know that what's behind this technology and all of these brain implant technology and mind control technologies is the devil. We know that is Satan behind driving this. And so the article says, will it be someone who might have an important medical reason or someone who wants to draw the world's attention at Musk's side? And is there any chance if it's Elon Musk himself? Musk has claimed he will get the device implanted in his own head at some unspecified time in the future. Meanwhile, Neuralink has been accused of abusing its monkeys test subjects, and a claim that the company denies, and is under investigation for allegedly transporting contaminated devices removed from monkeys. The FDA rejected an early 2022 Neuralink application for human trials, as reported by Reuters, in apparently outlining dozens of issues at that point that the company needed to address. Musk's Neuralink would not be the first to implant a brain interface in a human. Synchron was approved by the FDA to begin U.S. trials in 2021 and announced the first U.S. brain-computer implant last July. This January, it published the test results of an earlier study of 4 human patients in Australia. And so that very same article talking about brain implants, a startup backed by Bezos from Amazon and Gates. One more time. Gates is testing mind control computing on humans. And so we just got to be watchful and doing our own research to see what's taking place, what's unfolding, because a lot of these technologies are being not just the brain implant, but there's a lot of sensors and things like that that are being put into medical devices, even drugs. And so the Synchron switch is implanted through the blood vessels to allow people with no or very limited physical mobility to operate technologies such as cursors and smart home devices using their mind. And so far, the nascent technology has been used on 3 patients in the US and 4 in Australia. You can read the articles for yourselves, folks. In August 2020, the FDA basically granted Synchron the breakthrough device designation, which is for medical devices that have the potential to provide improved treatment for debilitating or life-threatening conditions. And that's how the enemy works. He starts getting people used to things, just like with the cell phones. He starts getting people to accept these technologies and think and being desensitized to the catastrophe that it will represent, as it tells us in the book of Revelation 13 and Revelation 14, and the full wrath of God upon those that receive the mark of the beast, those that receive the technologies that will be implanted into them. And so, as we can see on this article, this is what they put inside of the brains. And again, it's inserted through the blood vessels, which he calls the natural highways into the brain, folks. Synchron stent, called a stentrode, is fitted with tiny sensors and is delivered to a large vein that sits next to the motor cortex. The stentrode is connected to an antenna that sits under the skin in the chest and collects raw brain data that it sends out of the body to external devices. Peter Yu, Senior Director of Neuroscience at Synchron, said the device is not inserted directly into the brain tissue. The quality of the brain signal isn't perfect, but the brain doesn't like being touched by foreign objects, Yu said, and less invasive nature of the procedure makes it more accessible. And so people are playing God, and these technologies are going live, folks. We know that DARPA for some time has had a project for non-surgical future of brain-machine interfaces. And so the team selected for DARPA Next Generation Non-Surgical Neurotechnology Program will pursue a mix of approaches to developing wearable interfaces for communicating with the brain. DARPA is preparing for a future in which a combination of unmanned systems, artificial intelligence, and cyber operations may cause conflicts to play out on timelines that are too short for humans to effectively manage with current technology alone, according to them. That's the proposal, the excuse. By creating a more accessible brain-machine interface, that doesn't require surgery, DARPA could deliver tools that allow mission commanders to remain meaningfully involved in dynamic operations that unfold at rapid speed. The N3 teams are pursuing a range of approaches that use optics, folks. They're going to use optics, acoustics, so sound, vision, electromagnetics to record neural activity and send signals back to the brain at high speed and resolution. The research is split between two tracks. Teams are pursuing either completely non-invasive interfaces that are entirely external to the body, or minutely invasive interface systems that include nanotransducers that can be temporarily and non-surgically delivered to the brain to improve signal resolution. So I leave you with that. There's tons of articles, there's tons of information about this, and they're after the human soul and how they are targeting the brain, the human mind, to attack it, to alter it, to change the way that people behave, the perception of the human, by getting a hold of your brain and manipulating it, altering it, right? Reading and writing back to it, like they do with computers. And it's ultimately attacking the soul. And so, as we know in the Bible, the Lord warned us about these things. And he warned us in the book of Daniel of how they wanted to merge man with machine. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they're very advanced at this already. And so I leave you with that for now. And stay tuned. Do your research. get saved and seek the Lord, because things are going to get very, very, very difficult.